Hello, everybody. I am Josh Cornwell, the Career Development Coordinator for both Grandview and Northview Middle Schools. And I have a special guest with me today, actually one of my old students from way back, and I'm so excited to have him here. We have Shaquille Smith. Thank you for being here with us today, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's an honor. So there's a lot that we want to talk about today. We want to get to know you, and we want you to share with some of our students who are in career exploration classes or in any classes who might be thinking about job skills, what they want to do when they grow up, professionalism. We want to hear about what you do for a living and how they might be able to get there and things that you've learned in your career. So let's start out with just
Okay.
who you are, your job title, and what you do for a living.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'm Shaquille Smith. I am a branch manager for LGC Hospitality Staffing Agency. So pretty much what I do, I connect an associate who is a worker with the client who has like a specific need, whether it's dishwashing, cooking, housekeeping. So pretty much I'm all over the hospitality industry. But yeah, that's pretty much my position and what I do. So I get on the phone, I speak with associates, I ask them, what type of skills they have, and take whatever skills they tell me and pretty much put it in their portfolio or their profile. And then I'll get on the phone with the client, ask them what type of supporter or worker they're looking for. And from there, we have like a little system that kind of matches them up. So it's a lot of talking and a lot of listening. So that's what I do mostly.
Oh, that's great. So it sounds like you kind of have an inside track on helping people get connected to positions, lining people up with jobs that they have the skills to match.
Yes, exactly. So again, before the pandemic, it was just strictly hospitality, but now for business sake, it's anything. It can be tech, environmental service workers for the hospital, or if someone is wanting to be part of a sales team elsewhere. So now, again, it's not just hospitality, it's just LGC staffing.
Gotcha. That's amazing. So
Yeah.
for our students out there who might not know, can you give me a rundown of what hospitality means? What kind of careers fall in that category?
Yeah, so hospitality. So again, it can be anything. Well, I'm gonna give you the industries. So the
Okay.
industries would be anything such as hotels, restaurants, sporting arenas, weddings, schools. So pretty much throughout those industries, you have these clients who ask for specific workers that could be a dishwasher, a cafeteria attendant, housekeeper, a houseman, uh, what was the temperature scanner, even those people. So again, it just ranges. The positions just varies. So again, I'm always on the phone, constantly speaking with clients and asking them what are they needing. And again, with the unemployment rate and where it's at, a lot of people are coming to us asking us, can we help them find them a job? And I'm here. I'm grateful because they
Sure.
see me as an essential worker, so I'm always working.
Excellent. Excellent. So you already told us a little bit about the job duties that you have, connecting people and talking and listening a lot. What kind of skills would you suggest if a student out there is looking to get into a similar career? What kind of skills would you suggest that they develop, that they focus on in their classes?
Got it. I think one of the most important skills that you need to develop is, learn people skills. Again, you're gonna, no matter what, even me, the environment that I work in, I still have people that I work with. And the question that I ask people when I interview them is to rank these three things, the growth, environment, and money. I'm hoping that they say environment because again, you're going to be in here with me. Then again, you're going to be on the phone with a lot of people. So we're going to be bringing people in and out a lot. So it's a lot of energy being exchanged. So again, I want to make sure that there's a positive energy, that you have amongst yourself to keep it rotating in the room, so that when someone do come in, we can kind of pass that off. So again, I think having people skills is very important.
So how did you decide you wanted to get into this? What led you into this kind of career path?
Got it. I will say honestly, like my go-to career, was definitely not what I'm doing right now. It was more so like a NFL player or something like that. But I kind of fell out of love with sports, once I got older. It's not to say that I don't love watching it, but again, I just started realizing even when I was at HCAM, one of my teachers, can't remember his name, goodness, but he was my football coach. And he was like, "Hey, Shaquille, for some reason, I see you as a businessman or somebody, who's going to be speaking with a lot of people one day." And I was like, no, NFL, NFL. And then I kind of really thought about it, like, yeah, I like talking with people. So when I went to Western Carolina, I joined a fraternity, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and there was a poem. It's called Bridge Builder. And again, pretty much it's just saying that the life that we live, the things that we do on a daily basis, is not necessarily really for us. It's for, our surrounding people, our supporting cast, and again, others that we're going to meet down the road. So when I heard the poem, it kind of resonated with me, and I was like, I want to help. I want to help people. How can I help? And pretty much, a staffing position came along after I connected with a Western Carolina alumni. And she was like, "I think this would be great for you." And she was telling me about all the different industries, that we come in contact with. Because I told her, I was like, I can't be stuck to one thing. Like, I'm such a creative person. Like, and when she told me, well, you have the Panther Stadium, the Charlotte Hornets, the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, I was like, oh yeah, I like that. Like, I'm connecting with a ton of people, and I can help people, get in wherever they see best fit. So that's kind of really how I got as a staffing manager. And I pretty much worked hard. Whatever that they told me, I did. The best advice that I got from someone was they told me that whatever they tell you, put your head down, do your job, and you'll make it. And I was like, but I want to, I want to pick my head up and at least speak. With the company I work with, they've been supportive, and they love my creative ideas and everything. And again, I just love connecting with people and helping people out.
I can definitely see that in your personality,
Yeah.
and I love the reference to the poem too. Very inspiring, and just the love of helping people is
Yes.
huge, and I can see how that connects really well with that particular occupation. So, as far as education, what kind of education did you need to get into what you're doing, and what courses helped you most when you're looking back? What do you use the most?
Got it. So to get yourself in the staffing industry, you don't need a college degree. But the courses that did help me out, I took a professional selling class in college. And again, at the time, I was like, I don't want to be a salesman. That's not my thing. But then again, the importance that I got out of the class is to listen, because I assumed a lot when I was in that class. And she was like, that's wrong. Don't assume, listen to what I'm telling you, ask the right questions. And I was like, okay, first time, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't do too well on my first test. I'm not gonna tell you the grade because again, if you know my history, you're like, "Man, you've always been a good student. Why did you get a grade like that?" Again, assuming. But I worked really hard, and then eventually I ended the course with an A. Again, that was a great class. I recommend that to a lot of people. Another class I took was an entrepreneurship class. It was like a gaming class, like a simulation, where they had like 5 groups of 4, and it was me and another HCAM alumni that was in my class. Took the class together, and it was pretty much like a computer class. It was weird because we what we know today about computers is what we're trying to implement in the game, and they were
Hmm.
telling us like, you're gonna fail if you do that because this game is based off the early 2000s. So what you know now is not pretty much what the people were thinking back then. So it was a lot of adapting, a lot of listening and looking at people's needs and wants and kind of fitting it in. And then again, we actually ended the class with one of the best grades. So that was another course that I took. I think a culture audit class. This class
Ah,
specifically was the best one. And again, it was about the environment. What type of environment? If you had your own business, how would you create it? I took that class, and man, I was so creative. And I mean, I'm hoping, and I'm really hoping that one day I really can have a business of my own to pretty much have that type of environment that I see.
So, what degree did you finish with at Western Carolina?
So I actually ended with as a triple major, so entrepreneurship, marketing, and finance. The first one I got was entrepreneurship, and then the second one came along with marketing was the second one that I got. Finance is something that I really love, especially I like numbers. I like a lot of numbers, and I know with where I'm from in the Black community, it's not a lot of finance programs. So I want to take something that I've been doing as a hobby, forex trading. I want to be able to, expand that and help others, be able to bring in a second source of income or first stream income. And again, what I've learned throughout doing that is, network is your net worth. So, the more people you meet, the more money that you make. At the beginning, I was like, oh, I want to make a lot of money, make a lot of money. And I was forcing it. And again, that's not necessarily it. You want to make sure that you know what you're doing, learn what you're doing, and you want to be able to help other people, along the way. But again, not to get too far off track, but again, that's something that I enjoy as well.
I don't think that was off track at all. I appreciate it, especially when you go back to using the skills that you develop, not just to make money, but to help your community and help the people around you. And I think that's huge. So, what parts of your job do you love and hate the most?
I love connecting with people. I love getting on the phone. I love interviewing. That's one thing that I like to do. It's weird because not weird, but when I get on the phone, I have so much energy over the phone, and they're like, "Oh, is he playing with me? Is he serious? Is this really a job?" Like I've never met anyone with this much energy. But again, it's just the fact that I love speaking with people. I love helping people out. I love giving people the opportunity to work. It's up to you as to what you do with it, but I at least want to, do my part by giving you the opportunity to work. And also, when I interview people, I kind of coach them throughout the process. I've learned that some people, they may not know the skills that you know in the professional world. So, when I go on the phone with them, when some people are eating over the phone, I'm like, hey, it's a little interview, let's not eat. And then when they come in, I tell them, be professional, wear, these type of clothes if you have them. If not, it's perfectly fine. And then when I tell after that, after they get the job, and I send them off, tell them about punctuality, make sure you're on time. Appearance is important. And a lot of people forget that being on time is an appearance, so be on time, look the part, talk the part, and you know, kill it. That's what I tell them. And then again, it works out. It really works out. I really have a success rate when I take that route as opposed to assuming. But what I dislike the most, honestly, is payroll. I dislike payroll so much, man, because right now at this moment we have over like 260 associates that are working. And how we do payroll, we collect a ton of time cards, from all these clients. So I have to reach out constantly to some clients and say, hey, remember, payroll is due on Wednesday. It's Tuesday, it's getting pretty late, haven't received so and so's time. Can you please send it over? And they're like, oh, I forgot. So I get it, and I understand people are busy. They got a lot going on. Again, they got their own personal lives that they have to worry about. But that's the most stressful part, because at that point now, it's like I don't want to play with anyone's finances. If they do their part by going to work for me and looking good, talking good, and all of that, it's like now I got to hold up my part, and that's to make sure that they're paid on time. So that's the pressure. That's a lot of pressure on me. So don't like that part of the job.
I can see that. I can see that. So, were there any hurdles that you had to overcome leading up to your career? And if so, how did you overcome them? How did you persevere?
I was actually homeless. I went to school, did everything right, got the degrees. But, I took on a position before the job that I got here, and it wasn't good business. I wasn't getting paid. And, with life, it comes responsibilities, and I had to pay bills and just couldn't do it. So a lot of people say, hey, why not go home? Family, again, as I talked about, not the most financial stable home. So again, I took on the burden to say, well, I want to be that person. I want to break all generational curses within my family. But somehow I got in a bind, and I couldn't make a way. I really couldn't, and it was hard. And like, 'cause I was doing door-to-door sales. So when I was homeless, I told myself, like, let's not get depressed. It's the lowest that you can be. So let's take the skills that you did learn from doing door-to-door sales, and let's apply that, even while you're homeless. And I kid you not, Josh, I was going door to door homeless, like just speaking with business owners, just asking them, hey, and I was really just getting to know them. And then again, eventually I stumbled upon LGC, where I knew someone. And about the end of the conversation, she asked him, she's like, are you working somewhere? I was like, no. And she was like, I want to offer you a job. And that was my breakthrough. And from there, man, I'm here now. So that
Yeah.
that was a huge hurdle for me.
Yeah. And I don't know that you said it specifically, but it sounded like it all goes back again to treating people well and networking and getting to know people and listening. And then when you were in a bind, someone did the same for you.
Exactly.
That's a inspiring story. Man, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that. Well, a lot of people don't know that. Again, I try to keep it to myself. It's not something I try to throw out here. Everyone has a story, so I don't want to use it as an excuse. And I came from a household where excuses were not allowed. It was like you make it happen. You find a way to make it happen. So again, I try to use the tools that I've learned along the way and just try to apply. And again, everything happens for a reason. I took entrepreneurship and those marketing classes for a reason. I'm a people person for a reason, because again, it led up to this point, to where I had to, fall on my face to then go out and use those exact skills, and tools to then lend myself an opportunity. And then eventually, the bigger picture, to have my own, business, and again, help my community and other people financially. But yeah, that's really it.
Amazing story, amazing goals, and amazing motivation there.
Yeah.
And I was impressed with you when you were my student, and I have to say I'm even more impressed with you now as a grown man and all you've done in all these years. But man, as we start to wrap up here, you have shared so much today, so much that's motivating and inspiring to students and to me. But as we start to wrap up, do you have any additional closing advice for students who are looking forward at their adult lives and trying to consider what they want to do?
Yes. I'm not trying to take up much time, but with HCAM, it was a great school. It encouraged me to always be creative. Always stand out. Be me, find my purpose. And the same thing with Western Carolina. When I got to Western Carolina, and if you've never been in Western Carolina, you'll be shocked. It's nothing up there. So it's a land of opportunity. It's a land for you to create, and to find out who you are. And I think that's what's most important. That a lot of you all to stay motivated. Stay encouraged. Find out your why. Manifesting your why, and manifesting your why. Find out your purpose. If I was a bank and I were to give you $86,400 every single day, what would you do with it? I mean, personally, I'll spend the money. I'll go out. I'll have as much fun as possible with it. Take my mom out, dad, wherever they want to do. But there's one thing to it. At 12 o'clock, it goes away. So a lot of people, when they hear that, they say, well, I'm going to spend the 86,400 because you're going to give me another 86,400 the very next day. So I might as well just use it. So it's the same thing as far as seconds. We have 86,400 seconds, so you want to make sure that you use those exact seconds, just like as if you were to use that money, because again, you're not going to get it back. So just make sure you manifest in your why, you find out what your purpose is, and you should be fine.
Such good advice. Profound. Shaquille, I want to thank you again for being here with us, for sharing your thoughts with me and with our students at Hickory Public Schools. I can't thank you enough, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you. I appreciate you
Thank
guys a
you.
lot. You guys got a great thing going on, and I hope to hear and see from you soon again.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you.